Hey guys, it's Sarah, Thrifting for the Nest. I'm going to do a what sold video. It is Tuesday. Yesterday was a postal holiday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so there was no mail. So I have basically a 3-day weekend of sales to get shipped out today. So just wanted to I like to do the what sold videos on the weekends just because I feel like I have usually a bulk of them. But by Sunday night, as you may have seen in my video with Jonathan, we had only sold like 15 or 16 items by Sunday evening. So what I did is I ran a sale yesterday, putting the majority of my store on 45% off, and then the rest of it, kind of more of the newer items that I had just listed, on 30% off, and then I removed best offer. I kept everything with free shipping as well, but basically just wanting to get kind of that old stuff moved because I had a pretty slow week the week before, and I sold about 30 more items, so I'm pretty happy with that. For some reason, the eBay overview page is not tabulating my like my total sales. So like, you know, the bar graph, it's not populating the last 2 days of sales. I don't know why. Hopefully they'll get that fixed because I really like to be able to just take a look at that number. And I honestly don't even think it's accurate for Sunday. It's showing Sundays, but it's not showing yesterday's or today's at all. There's no line there. So I heard on Instagram a few people are having that same problem. I'm not even sure actually that it's updating. Yeah, it's not even updating my 7-day or 31-day total. So I'm not that worried about it. I know they'll get it fixed. So what I did is I went ahead and I added up my total sales. So yesterday I did, so with my sale running, you know, the day before, and again, I don't even know if this is accurate. It says I did 131 on Sunday and 170 on Saturday. And then yesterday, after I did my addition, it was about $475 in sales yesterday. So I should see a huge line, and I'm missing that line today. And then today so far, because I'm running the sale again today, just through tonight. I'm at $114 in sales so far this morning. So for the most part, I'm pretty happy with everything that's sold. There were a couple of items that I really wished had gone for more money. And that I think could have if I would have waited it out, but I really try to look at this as like an average. It's an average of sales, and I had a $475 day yesterday, so I'm really not going to complain. And the items that I wanted to sell for a little bit more, I didn't even pay up for. I got them at the bins. So anyway, I just want to show you my sales for this weekend. So keep in mind, this is a, let me get over to the right page here. This is a 3-day weekend, total of 48 items to ship for a 3-day weekend. Pretty happy with that. And then again, I'm just looking at everything as an average. So, okay, so I pulled my shipping this morning. There's a lot here. So I've got a lot of shipping to do. It'll probably take me about 2 hours to do shipping, I think, this morning for this many items. Okay, so the first item, oh man, sorry. I wanna be able to tell you how much I sold this stuff for too, so. So this actually wasn't part of my sale. These first few items I'm going to show you weren't part of the sale because they sold before I started running the sale. It's a J. Crew wool men's sweater. I sold it for $22.99. The next is a pair of REI women's convertible pants. When I say convertible pants, that's when the pant legs zip off like this. I'll pretty much buy any brand in this style because they are popular. And I sold these for $17.24. The next item is a J. Crew sweater dress, J. Crew, and it's like a red, like a maroon and brown striped women's sweater dress. I took a best offer of 15 on this. Just assume that everything here came from the bins unless I say otherwise. These are Chico's So Slimming jeans, and I sold these for, I took a best offer of 20 on these, free shipping. Here's a cabbie sweater. Did I show that to you correctly? I sold this for $22.49. All right, the next one is a Danskin. Now, I would not normally pick this up, but because of it being January and it being a size large. It's like a quarter zip jacket, like athletic jacket. I sold this for $11. Took a best offer. So it's still sold. Got it at the bins. I sold some Nike men's athletic shorts, just a basic pair of athletic shorts for $12.50. I did pay up for this item, and I sold this one this morning actually. And this was, I think I had this as 30% off. It's an icebreaker men's, it's got a really cool print on it, this merino wool. And I sold this for $30. So this was one of them that I think I wanted to get a little bit more for. I paid $7 for it, but I'm still happy with that. All right, the next item is these Under Armours. They're women's athletic crop pants, size extra large. I took a best offer of $12.50 for those. You may have seen this in my haul video a couple weeks ago, the Starina brand. Actually, and I had said in that video that I wasn't sure if the brand was anything, but it actually is. The comps are actually pretty good on this brand. It is a 90s brand, and it's this velvet floral dress, 90s dress. And I sold this for, yeah, $35.99. So I sold this when I had it. I think I had like a 20% off sale running in my store. All right, got this men's Nike short-sleeved hoodie, and I sold this for $20. Got a Nike, this heathered, I think this might have been in a haul video as well, this heathered gray, athletic, like I call it like a, it's kind of like a running jacket. 19, I took a best offer for $19 on this. All right, this, I pick up pretty much any blanket lined denim. When I say blanket lined, it's like this kind of rough flannel material inside. It's Wrangler, which I don't always pick up Wrangler, but I do pick up this style of trucker jacket. So I picked this up at the bins, so I probably spent about $3 to $4 on it. And I sold it for $18 plus shipping because it's got to go in a medium flat rate. So the buyer paid $31.45 in total for this jacket, and they did. I had it priced a little bit higher, and they sent me an $18 best offer. So happy with that still. All right, next item. I don't buy all Ann Taylor Loft, but just camo seems to be a pretty popular print right now. So it's like the super thin, lightweight camo shirt. I took a best offer of $15. Again, got that at the bins. This I have sold once before, and it got returned. Just because she didn't like the fit. But it's a Ronan Chen, which this brand is actually a pretty decent brand if you can pick this up. It's like a fit and flare corduroy skirt. And I did have this for a while too in my store, so I sold it on sale for $14.99. Any men's Nike tanks are always worth picking up for a good price. I sold this for $15, got it at the bins. It even has some pilling on it, so that's pretty good. And I sold it within a day of listing it. I do pick up Carhartts when they're in good condition, and I'm finding that women's Carhartts sell almost as well as men's Carhartts. These are a slim fit carpenter jean, and I sold them for $18. All right, I have a story to tell you about Ralph Lauren, but first I'll show you this item. Ralph Lauren, polo Ralph Lauren with the American flag on it. It's a sweater. I bought this at the Salvation Army, and I think I only paid $3 for it because I went on half off day. So Ralph Lauren is one of those brands that I won't, there's a lot of Ralph Lauren out there, and there's a lot of polo Ralph Lauren out there. And it pays to do your research on this particular brand because some of it is worth nothing and some of it is worth a lot. So I had a sweater I got at the bins. This was this summer, and it was a red sweater with, and it said like it was 20th anniversary on it. And it had these flag, like crisscrossed flags. The sweater was really, really faded and pilled. And I thought, well, it's just really, I mean, I couldn't find many comps for it. I found one like for sale in really perfect condition for like $1,200 on eBay. And I thought, well, that's ridiculous because I couldn't find anything undersold. So I kind of just disregarded that because it was under for sale and not for what had sold. So I put it up for 75 and I thought I was being a little bit like, oh, I'm probably overpricing this because it's really faded. I disclosed all the wear on the sweater. It sold within an hour. And then for the next week, I'm not even kidding you, I had multiple buyers approach me offering me upwards of 500. I think I got a max offer of $500 if I would cancel the sale to the other buyer and sell it to them instead for a week. And then they continued to ask, well, can you give me the information of the person that bought this item so I can try to buy it from them? I mean, they were insistent. Of course, I honored the sale to the guy who bought the item for $75 because that was my thing, right? Like, I did not research that piece enough. Apparently, it was a very rare sweater, anniversary sweater from Ralph Lauren that was worth a lot of money. In fact, I probably could have put $800 on it and got it. So the guy that had his up for $1,200 knew what he was doing. But I just thought because of the condition that mine was in, it just wasn't worth anything. And I thought that person was just price gouging because that happens too. I mean, we've all seen that, right? Where you go on and somebody's way overpriced an item, like wishful thinking maybe. And I thought that was the case because I didn't have enough comps to look at. But if I had done a little more research, I would have found that item actually was a really high in demand. So of course, after that, I went on and I started following like Ralph Lauren blogs, vintage Ralph Lauren blogs and Instagram pages just so I get a better gauge of what is worth what. So especially those older Ralph Lauren pieces, it's really important that you do your research on it because I left a ton of money on the table. So that's totally a lesson that I had to learn from that. So anyways, I bought this because it was Ralph Lauren and it had the American flag. Anything with the American flag or the polo bear tends to be pretty popular. This was not as popular as I had hoped. I actually ended up having to run it on auction because it didn't sell as buy it now. I think I originally put it up for 60 bucks, best offer, didn't get any hits on it. I think I ran it as auction once, did not sell it, and then gave it one more time, started the auction at $8 and it landed at 22. So I sold it. It was still worth the buy, but anyway, that's my little Ralph Lauren story. All right, here's a Patagonia Capeline. It's a women's quarter zip. I had this up. This sold on auction. I ended up having to auction it off because it had not sold. So sold it for $10.50. Quacker Factory is a brand that used to be pretty popular when I first started selling on eBay, so I'm still drawn to it. I'll still pick it up if I can get it for a good price. I got this at the bins, had it up for a long time. I mean, I'd say probably well over 6 months, and then finally just auctioned it off. And it sold at opening bid, $10 opening bid. It's pretty basic, you know, with some kind of like rhinestones on the front. I didn't make much on this, but that's okay because sometimes you just have to move it, and it's all an average, and it's the movement, right? So we want our stores to be busy. We want eBay to see that we are selling things because I believe, and I'm noticing this, that when I'm selling things frequently, no matter what the dollar amount is, like business tends to generate more business. Not necessarily because that buyer is going to come in and buy everything from your store, but the eBay algorithms really like to see your store busy and selling. Okay, so these are Senucks. These are always a win for me. I will buy them anytime I find them at the bins. I will pay up for them in some circumstances if they're in really good condition. The men's and women's both sell really well. I sold these for $17 plus shipping, so the buyer paid $23.45 for these. So I'm happy with that sale. Like I said, got them at the bins and they're less than about a pound, so that was good. I recently discovered that this brand was a popular brand. I'm pretty sure I've passed on this brand multiple times over the last 5 years. But after watching some reseller videos, I learned that Theory is a brand we should be picking up. And I found this at the bins and it sold within a day for $30. It's a cable knit ivory sweater. It's 100% wool. All right, I don't buy much in the way of kids' clothes, but I will pick up Hannah Anderson for the most part. And this is a good Hannah Anderson coat, girl's coat. Got this at the bins, and it sold for $19. All right, I picked this up at the bins. This is a good brand. Great men's brand, Paul and Shark. And I sold this on sale during my I think I had this on 30% off. So I sold it for $30. And it's a little faded and worn, but, and of course I disclosed that in the listing. And it sold for $30, so I'm pretty happy with that sale. Here's a dolphin swimsuit, one-piece women's swimsuit for $14 that I sold. I learned about this brand by watching Heart Picker's channel, and he had mentioned that he had bought some Brioni, and I had never heard of it before, and I don't actually, I kind of make it a point to not buy men's suit jackets or suit pieces, women's too, because a lot of times they're altered or the fit is very particular. But he had said something specific about Brioni cashmere jackets. The very next day I went to the bins and there was just one laying right on top of the bins. So, okay, so let me see if I can find the Brioni logo, because these men's jackets usually, yeah, the logo's usually on the inner lapel. So Brioni, and it has these really great buttons. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, so the detail's nice. It's 100% cashmere, navy blue sport coat, and it has a tiny hole, which is probably why it was thrown back. Of course, now I can't find it. Anyway, there's a small hole in the shoulder, and so I still listed it. I actually listed it really high as buy it now. At first, I put $200 on it because, like, in good condition, these things are selling for like $300 to $400. So I put $200 best offer, knowing that I would take like a $100 best offer. And it sat for a while. And so then I dropped my price on it to about 130, I think. And then I ran my sale. So, and I ran a 45% off sale. So this sold for $68.74. I'm super happy with that, you guys. I got it at the bins for about $1.50. So I'm very happy for a $68 sale on that. All right, got this at the bins. It's an Anne Klein. Anne Klein's hit and miss, but it's an Anne Klein purse in like perfect condition. I don't sell a lot of purses, mainly because by the time they get to the bins, they're not in very good condition. But this one was great. Sold this during my sale for $22, free shipping. Another item I got at the bins, and I actually, okay, I did charge shipping on this, so that's good. It's a Timbuktu messenger bag. It's not in great condition. The Velcro has lots of fuzzies on it, and I know a lot of resellers will take the time with like a comb or a pick or something and get all those fuzzies out. I won't, not for a bag like this. I'll just disclose and list it. So I mean, if it's disgusting, I'm not going to sell it, but I mean, I think most people expect to find fuzzies in the Velcro. So I actually sold this for less than I wanted to on my sale, but that's okay because they paid shipping. So I sold it for $13.74 plus shipping, so they paid a total of $27. And I'm not going to be able to fit that in like a padded flat rate, so it's going to have to go at a regular priority. All right, sold these. I have these in my store for quite a while. J. Crew chinos, got these at the bins. Sold them for $12.64. You know, those are one of those things that I probably, if I wanted to sit on them, I probably could have eventually got 18 or 20 bucks for them. But I mean, by the time I had them in my store for 3 or 4 months, I just was ready to get rid of them. This sold for, it's a Hannah Anderson sweater. Hannah Anderson, it's a really cute boy sweater. Like if my kids could fit into this, I totally would have had them wear it. But it's I mean, it's like obviously like a winter sweater. So I sold it for $9.34. Still made some money on it. Got it at the bins. Was hoping to get a little bit more for it during the holiday season, but the holidays came and went. So I was just fine moving it before spring, summer comes along. I have my bras right now are all 50% off in my store because I'm getting ready to list a bunch of new bras. So I just want to get the old ones out. So this is a Zella sports bra and I sold it for $10, free shipping. It weighs nothing, so still a really good deal. I had this in one of my haul videos last week and it sold for $14, this Nike Infinity scarf. Sorry, it looks like just one giant piece of fabric, but it's a Nike Infinity scarf, new with tags. I sold it for $14. Got it at the bins. Sold some Columbia ski bibs, women's ski bibs. Sold these for $22, free shipping. I can fit these into a padded flat rate. Got those at the bins. I just noticed that those have a couple little spots on them. I actually sold them and they returned them for wrong fit, and I must not have looked them over very carefully. Perhaps they were worn and then returned, but they're just little dust spots. I can clean them up before I send them out, but that's frustrating that I did not look them over a little more carefully when I got them returned. So I had this up in my store for a long time, again with the Ralph Lauren. I just pick it up if I find it at the bins for sure, because you never know. Sold it for $9.34. Here's that Nike Tech that I was telling you guys about. It's a men's Windrunner jacket. I found the Windrunner title by looking up that style number. On the inside material tag right underneath it with Nike, there's a style number, and you can Google search Nike and then the style number, and it'll pull up the name of the item, which is going to help you in search results. So I added the Windrunner to my keywords and sold this on sale for $22.49. So I think I must have had this on sale at 30% off. So happy with that. Got that at the bins. Here's another Nike item I had in my store for quite a while. Nike Athletic Department. It's just a women's short sleeve sweatshirt. Sold this for $9 free shipping. Happy to get it out of my store. All the stuff came from the bins, you guys, except for that Ralph Lauren sweater. Where's this one? Okay. Zumba wear used to be really popular. Like, I used to be able to sell a pair of Zumba pants for 40 bucks used. Now not so much. But I still pick up Zumba wear when I find it at the bins. I sold this for $9 on sale. Next item is Royal Robins. I'm so happy to be getting rid of these coats, you guys. We are entering, I know it's still winter, but most people that needed coats have them. I'm not saying coats aren't going to sell, but as far as just like selling coats every single day is not going to happen quite as much. So I'm happy to be kind of moving the coats out, because I don't want to hit April, May and have a ton of coats left in my store. Yes, you can sell winter items year round, especially if you offer international shipping, but I don't find that I sell it in the volume that I want to sell it to make it worth it for me. So I do hold my coats until August. So I will basically, anything that hasn't sold, well, anything that I pick up in the coat department after March, April, I will start saving in totes, and I will not list them until September, because it gives me this huge influx, this boom of sales come September, October, November. And I count on that every year. And it's not stuff just taking on my inventory. If it's like a really nice high-end coat, I might put it up in the summertime. But if it's just my typical bread and butter Columbia, Royal Robins, Helly Hansen, I'm going to save those up until fall. Anyway, so happy to get rid of this Royal Robins fleece for $14 free shipping. Or sorry, $13.19. I'm rounding up, but I want to be honest here. I actually picked up a bunch of these at the Nike factory store, or not factory store, the Nike outlet stores when we went to the coast. And I picked them up for $5 a piece, and I picked up like 7 of them. And they're just these like wide arm muscle tanks, women's muscle tanks. And I sold most of them at about the $22 price point. This was my very last one in my store, and I sold it for 17 bucks. So still made a profit on them, and I'm honestly, like, I bought them all in the summertime, so that was my last one sold, so happy to get them out of my store. Bought this at the bins. This was honestly me just trying out this brand. It's Guess, but it's this Guess by Marciano, and I know that some Guess pieces sell really well. This was not one of them because it sat for quite a while until I sold it for $11 during my sale. All right, I found this Lululemon piece at the bins, so it was a really good find. It's this kind of this wrap jacket, this navy blue wrap jacket. The tear tag was pulled out, so it has the, sorry, let me make sure I gotta know where it is before I can show it to you. The Lululemon logo at the hem. If you did not know to feel for quality, you might not have noticed this in the bins, so it's really important. That's why I don't wear gloves, because I found this because the minute I touched it, I knew it was quality. And because just seeing this like navy blue piece of material in the pile, I would not have known it by sight. I only knew it by feel that it was something to pick up. So I had it up for like 60, and this is one of the items that ended up in my 45% off sale that I didn't really want, my 45% off sale. But I'd had it for about a month. And I probably priced it a little bit too high. to begin with, I probably could have got 45 for this, honestly. Like, honestly, if I had priced this at 45, it probably would have flown off the shelf right away. So I probably overpriced it originally. So fair enough that it sold for 35. Got it at the bins for $1. I'm okay with that. I did buy this at a church thrift store. I'd never heard of this brand before. Comps were kind of all over the place, but I thought I'd give it a try. I think I probably only spent $2 or $3 on it. Lily Aldridge for Velvet. Graham and Spencer is the brand. There are a lot of names there. So I feel like maybe it was like a collaboration of some sort or like a specific line of this brand. But it's like a cheetah print jacket, and I sold it for $16.49, so not a huge sale, but I'm happy with it. This is a brand that I accidentally stumbled upon at the bins a while back and learned that there is quite a following for it. It's Jamie Saddock. I actually have sold multiple shirts of hers for about the $20 to $30 price point after that. So I found like 4 of them in one bin strip and looked up comps and was like, hey, this is pretty popular. And I'd never heard of it before. And then randomly we like came across an estate sale about a month ago. And we were like, we didn't have plans. We weren't trying to go estate sailing, but when you see an estate sale in the middle of December, you're like, hey, let's go. So we went in there. The lady had some really great clothes. I picked up a bunch of Eileen Fisher, and then like 3 of these Jamie Saddock shirts and she just wanted 50 cents a piece for them. So I made out pretty good. Made me miss garage sale season. So anyway, it's a golf line. So it's like a 1/4 zip golf shirt. This one actually only sold for $13.74. I'm okay with that because I sold the other ones, like I said, for about 20 bucks a piece. I had this sweater longer than I thought I would. I thought this would fly off my shelf, but again, I probably overpriced it. So it went on sale for $27.49 and I sold it. So it's Sleeping on Snow. It's an Anthropologie brand. It's this really cozy, double-breasted knit sweater. Sold this for $27.49. I don't know how to say this. I actually have passed over this brand so many times in my thrifting adventures. I don't know. I don't even know. Fashionable. It's probably something else. You all probably have heard of this brand though. Again, Heart Pickers talks about this brand a lot, and so this was new with tags in the bins, so I figured, well, I may as well try it, give it a shot, new with tags. So I sold it for $16.49. Happy with that for the price that I paid for it. Again, that was on my sale as well. And then here's another Ralph Lauren piece. Pretty much I'll pick up any Ralph Lauren women's dresses just because there is a good following. There's a good amount of people that just know that Ralph Lauren is quality. So when they're looking for dresses, and it might not be a huge price point, I mean, they paid $16.49, this being 45% off in my store. So anyway, that's it, you guys. That's all my sales for the weekend. I got to get to shipping. Just wanted to, while I'm talking about shipping, I wanted to make mention real quick. So I do about 2 to 3 international shipments a week. People were asking me about international shipping, and I actually don't use the global shipping program. I know a lot of people do. I just have a rule of thumb in place that I will only ship internationally if the item is under 4 pounds, because if it's under 4 pounds, I can use first class international. And the process for shipping first class international is the exact same process for shipping domestic. So the only difference is I can't print the label on my Dymo printer because it has to be like one, like a label, like a big label sheet, which most of you are probably already using those anyways. And then it prints it out, and basically the customs form is already on the shipment label. The shipment label looks different than your domestic shipment labels. And then you just have to sign and date it, slap it on there. There's no extra customs paperwork that you have to fill out. That happens if you ship priority international, which is over 4 pounds. So literally my process is the exact same, except I have to use a different printer than I use for my domestic shipments, and I have to sign it. So I don't use global shipping because it's a lot more expensive for the customer. So I know a lot of people love global shipping though, and if that just takes the pressure and the weight off, that's awesome. That's why eBay offers it. But if you're wondering if you get complaints about your high price for international shipping, you might want to consider shipping first class international via UPS. or sorry, USPS. I hope I wasn't saying UPS that whole time. Anyway, USPS. So it's super easy. I usually just double bag it for extra protection. I've only had one issue before. I do put on my my international shipping blurb that the buyer is responsible for all customs charges, just so that they know. They should know that anyway if they're buying out of country. But that way I'm covered. And I only had one issue where a buyer didn't want to pay customs fees when it got in and they returned it back to me, but it was no skin off my back. It actually got back to me. It took 2 months, but it made it back to me. I've never had an issue with it not arriving or scamming or getting scammed by international buyers. So I do limit. There are a few countries I won't ship to. I'm not going to get into that right now. You can do a little bit of research about that if you're interested. But just wanted to make mention of that it's very easy to ship international. I was very intimidated by it and didn't start doing it for the first 3 years of my eBay business, but I wish that I had done it sooner because I get some really good international sales. So anyway, that's my blurb about that. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I hope that you have a productive day of photographing, listing, shipping, or sourcing. Thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and leave me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.